other boys, they socked me. They started punching me up or whatever. And so basically I got jumped. And then after, what's up, y'all? This your boy Stretch, and I'm back again with another video. Like, I don't know where this camera. Oh, I see myself. Okay. Anyways, y'all. So this video happened to me again a long time ago. You can see, uh, some dark or whatever behind me. So anyways, y'all, I'm gonna tell the story, the best way that I remember it, but I feel like, people been through this situation before too, so I'm just gonna speak about mine, what happened in my incident. Okay, so this happened when I was in high school, like ninth grade, so what, fall 2005 to spring 2006. Okay, yeah, I think I got it right. But so anyways, you know what I'm saying, I went to high school, whatever, in the hood or whatever, so it is what it is. But my school was pretty far from my house, so I had about a 25-minute walk from school. And I was trying to remember, y'all, but anyways, so basically, I used to walk home every day. I used to walk to and school from home every day. It took me about 20 to 30 minutes or whatever. And so one day when I was walking home from school, right, there was this one kid or whatever standing outside his house. And he was just I guess he saw my phone or whatever because I was using it. He was like, "Let me see your phone." And at the time, it was like a chirp. It was like a flip phone or whatever, but it was hot back then. You know what I'm saying? This was some years ago. So he was like, "Let me see your phone." He was like, "Let me see your phone." I was like, "Here," because I thought he was gonna make a quick call or whatever, borrow real quick, give it back like how normal people do, whatever. And so he was like, "Oh, this is a nice phone. This is my phone, right?" I'm like, "No, give me my phone back. Give me my phone back." I was serious or whatever. And I was just give my phone back. So then after a while, once he stopped playing with me, he gave me the phone back. And then I left or whatever. He said something or whatever, but then I left or whatever. And so next thing you know, that following week or whatever, I started walking across the street on the other side of the street to avoid that food or whatever. Because back then, I was a little bitch or whatever. I was a little wimp or whatever, I guess nerdy or whatever at the time. But, of course I grew up and, I matured and, I started to really use my fists more. But anyway, so at the time, y'all, the next thing I know, he was on the other side of the street with these couple of dudes. It was him and two other dudes, three other dudes. And then I guess they was from some hood or whatever, the hood that was over there, where I was walking at. And the next thing I know, here comes this dude again. He's like, "Let me see your phone," him and his boys. And so I'm like, okay, here, at the time, like I said, I didn't think straight or whatever. I wasn't thinking about none of this that happened. So then one of his friends, he was like, "Oh, this is our phone now," you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, "No, give me my phone back." I was like, "Give me my phone back." I stood there for a good 15 minutes or whatever. It felt like 15 minutes, arguing around, "Give me my phone back. I want my phone." So they sitting there playing with it, going through my phone, bumping the ringtones and stuff or whatever, had toying around with me or whatever. And then so he's just like, "Nah, this is my phone." I was just like, "Are you serious?" He's like, "Yeah, this is our phone or whatever." Because it was him and two other boys or whatever, three other boys. So, I left. And I left. And then next thing you know, I get all the way up to the other side of that street or whatever. I'm about to get ready to cross the train tracks and then be on my street. But I stayed way on the other end of my street too. So I still had another 10 or 15 minutes to walk home or whatever. Anyways, and so what happened was when I got to the end of their block or whatever that I was on, the dude, he was just one of the dudes, he came with his bicycle. He's like, "Yo, they want to talk to you," whatever. "Yo, we got your phone with bam, this and that," or whatever. And then I was like, yeah, like, so I went to get my phone back. So I went over there with him. And the next thing you know, he was like, you know, here you gonna have your phone with Bam or whatever. He telling me this and that, and then next thing you know, he was like psych or whatever, and the next thing you know, him and the two or three other boys they socked me. They started punching me up or whatever, and so basically I got jumped, and then after that they jumped me. They took off on me. They fired on me, whatever you want to call it. And then that's when I kind of like just ran and left, and I ran and left and went home or whatever with phoneless or everything. Like I didn't have nothing, no phone, no nothing. I got bruised up. I'm like, feeling my face as I finished walking home or whatever. And I was just like looking at myself, I'm like feeling myself or whatever. I didn't look at myself at the time because I didn't have a mirror. I'm like, this don't feel good or whatever. So I got home, I looked in the mirror, I'm like, I saw like bruises and stuff. And when I bruised like that, like my face, you see like the reddish in my face or whatever, the parts where they, bruised me up. And so, then that day I like, then right there I low key kind of cried or whatever because like that shit, I never thought that would happen to me. So, it was a crazy experience. Real crazy, but now I can laugh about it and tell y'all, it's gonna be okay, Um, thank God, I got out of there whenever I did, whatever. Cause they probably could have shot me. They probably could, stabbed me up. They thank God, they didn't do all that. I didn't see no weapons on them or whatever. But at the time, I should have probably fought back or whatever. Probably tried to knock all three of them out, but I wasn't thinking like that. So, anyways, I got home. I looked at myself in the mirror. I started crying and stuff or whatever. And then, I wiped my tears away, and I just told myself in my head, I was like, you know what, this is the last time anybody gonna fucking, fuck me over like that physically or whatever. So, basically, later on that day, my mom came home. She like, I've been trying to call you. Where you at? With this? And all this and that, She been trying to get in contact with me, so I had to tell her that, I got jacked and stuff. I got jacked and, robbed, jumped, and whatever. Um, So she was just like, oh, you need to call the police and this and that. So next thing you know, the police came to my house or whatever. I had to tell them the description, all that, and tell them everything, how I remember how everything went down and stuff and what they took from me. But then next thing you know, also, my dad, she called my dad. And next thing you know, my dad came over here. I think it was later on that night or whatever. My dad came over here. He was just like, so what happened, this and that. So he told me to hop in the car and, to show me where they lived at and everything. So we drove over there. He passed through it and I showed him where the house was at. Then he turned back around and then he, parked over there by their house that they were at. And so he went in there or whatever. It was an apartment complex, by the way. It wasn't an actual house. And he went in there and he scooped it out, I guess he tried to knock on the door or whatever and tried to get somebody to answer and whatever. He walked back out and nobody answered and nothing happened. But he told me, he's like, next time this shit happen to you, fight back, defend yourself or whatever. And again, I learned from that experience. That experience right there, it woke me up, like, for real. Like after that experience, like, if somebody was to ever try to, punch me or whatever, I'm gonna punch back. But like I said, I'm sorry, like I'm pausing and stuff, I'm trying to catch my breath. Um, Thank God that they didn't have, no type of guns or nothing, or no knives or nothing like that, on them, because they probably could have stabbed me up, like, and they probably could have shot me, like, shoes, that day. Um, because you got to remember, like, I'm standing right in front of their apartment complex or their house or whatever, and I still got like 15 minutes to walk. So it's nothing for them to go run the house to grab some heat or whatever, just shoot at me or like stab me up. But thank God that didn't happen to me, and thank God, I got away. But like I said, I should have, if I would have known this, now, I probably would have, just fought them back. Shoes. I probably would have. I literally would have just knocked them out. But it is what it is, though. You know, that was like shit. That was like freaking like 13 years ago. Damn, that was a long time ago. But thank goodness I grown. You know, I learned how to defend myself because I will now. You know, and I don't play that and stuff. And I'm kind of like a little nervous or whatever. So if everything sounds like funny and stuff, just bear with me. I'm still getting used to this whole talking to the camera and stuff, but it's fine. Um, yeah. So moral of the story is don't don't really let strangers use your phone like that unless you hold it or whatever. Shoes. And if they ask you for something, if they robbing you or whatever, and they got like a knife or guns or whatever, just give it to them because it's not worth your life or whatever. And don't even try to just come back to get it or whatever because it's really not worth your life. Think about it, like you know what, like a $300 phone is about this much. Your life is like all this is more worth more. So just think about that, and but also at the same time, if you don't see no weapons on it or nothing like that, all they got is they fist too. Fight back. You might get knocked out. You might cry when you do it, but like do it. Like shoes, fight back. That's what I should have done in the first place when that first happened. When the old dude tried to play with me, but the first time, but I didn't though. So it is what it is. This is your boy Stretch. I just wanted to share this little story with y'all about my life. It sounds probably all muffled up and stuff, but that's literally what happened. Um, that day in my life, I don't even remember the date, but it was like I don't know, like October or something like that. But that's what happened. Uh, Luckily, I moved on. I've grown from that experience, and that probably will be an experience I never forget because at that time I never thought that was gonna happen to me until it happened to me. Like certain things, like you don't think about, happening until it really happens to you. Like you see it in the movies or something like that, but then like when it really happens to you, like it really just like fucks with your mind or whatever. Um, yeah, so this is like another little story time that I thought I would tell, real quick. And to anybody out there that's listening, I hope you use this and just say like, hey, like shoot, it's like I'm gonna fight back. I'm gonna just give them whatever if they got type of weapons or whatever on them, and shoes, just I don't know, learn from that experience. Well, I mean, it's kind of like not really experience you can learn from because, like I said, if they rob you, I don't know, you just gotta, just give them their stuff or whatever, give them your stuff. I don't know how to say this. So yeah, this is your boy Stretch. I hope y'all, out there listen to me. Uh, and I'll see you later. Don't forget to like and subscribe.